Welcome to today's video. Today, we're gonna be doing a foundation and wear test on the Coke & Dough Aqua Foundation. Now, spoiler alert, I love this foundation. I love it. I purchased this a week ago and I've been wearing it every single day since. So I've worn it a full week, 7 days, and I absolutely love it. I was introduced to this by my friend Caitlin in a video that we did together last year. She's a makeup artist and she did my makeup and it was so stunning and beautiful. And then when my friend Jenny came on my channel just recently, actually that video went up today, she also used this foundation on me in that video and I just decided that I was gonna splurge and get it. It is definitely a luxury priced foundation. It retails for $77. You get 1 fluid ounce. I'm gonna tell you what I love about it and then I'm gonna kind of give you some of the bullet points from the website. So what I love about this foundation is it just looks like skin. It goes on, and I wouldn't say it's definitely not a full coverage foundation, nowhere near a full coverage foundation. It is going to give you a natural to medium-ish foundation. It is a little buildable, but when it sets, it just looks like perfect, flawless, natural skin. It's a foundation that I find when I wear it throughout the day, it actually looks better on me a few hours after it's been on my skin than right after I apply it. It has a very subtle glow, but it's still very long wearing. It has, what do they call it? I have my notes here. Gloss film powder. So it has gloss film powder, which I've never heard of, inside of it to make it adhere to the skin and also to increase longevity and make it a long wear foundation. You don't really see long wear foundations that are glowy. You don't see too many of them. I feel like that's where I kind of dance on that fine line of like wanting it to be long wearing, but also wanting it to look natural, like natural skin. And unfortunately, you get a little bit more matte when you get into the long wearing foundations because they do have a lot of powders to set and to wear long. So as I mentioned, you get 1 ounce in this bottle and it retails for $77. It comes in 10 shades. It also has a pump, pretty basic packaging. When I find a cute packaging product, yes, I love it, but I don't buy products for the package. I am the shade 143, which I will say, it works for me. It's slightly dark. When I matched myself last weekend, I don't know what I was thinking, but I actually had gotten a spray tan before that, so I was very, very dark. However, I do think the lighter one would have been a little light. There's only 10 shades in it, so it's kind of tricky, I think, to find that perfect shade. That would probably be my only complaint. However, it is very flexible. So once it gets on the skin and blends out, it really does blend into the skin naturally. It's kind of like the Face Atelier, which there's not a whole lot of shades in that foundation either, but when they get on the skin, they really just like flex to your skin color. So I wanted to say that about it. On the side, it claims to be sweat and oil proof, which I'm gonna agree with. I wore this the other day, 2 days, and then I worked out, and I think that my makeup still looked really good afterwards. It's described as having a skin-like glow, and I absolutely agree with that. It's not overly glowy. It is very natural skin-like of a glow, and it has light diffusing minerals. So when I see the word light diffusing in a product, to me, that tells me that it's going to soften the appearance of pores, fine lines, texture in the skin. Anytime a product diffuses light, it just makes things softer. When you think of like a diffused filter over a light, it gives a softer appearance. So those are good words to look for. I'm also going to be setting it with the Coke & Dough natural lighting powder, and I forget if this comes in other colors. I think there's like a white one, and then I got the one that has a little bit of color to it. This retails for $58. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's supposed to help prevent dryness, which I love, especially in a powder. It gives a very silky, soft set to the skin, not overly powdered and matte looking at all. It's very, very beautiful. I've been using the two together all week long and I kind of love it. So I hope that you still watch this video even knowing that I love it, but I really want you guys to see this. It's $77, so it's a purchase. This has been on my list for a long time, and I finally, I think what the deal for me was that, you know, even though I had worn it because my friend applied it on me, I don't know if they sell it at the Neiman's here in Austin. I never go to Neiman Marcus here in Austin, but they don't sell it at my Sephora here. They don't sell it by Nordstrom. So I always am very hesitant to spend that much money on a product online. But in San Antonio, we stopped into the Neiman Marcus and, you know, I'd had like a glass of wine at lunch. I bought this and then I went to Nordstrom and bought the Dyson Airwrap, which I have some thoughts on and that will be coming in a video soon. So let's go ahead and start applying this so that I can get this introduction wrapped up. So as far as what I have on my skin right now, I have my eye cream, Colleen Rothschild Complete Eye Cream, and then I have the Paula's Choice Choice Youth Extending Daily Fluid SPF of 25, and I think that's it. I don't have a primer on. I'm not going to use a primer. We're going to use this and test this on its own. So my foundation or my moisturizer has pretty much absorbed into my skin. There's really not any slip to it anymore. I'm going to do one full pump of this, and I want you to see how this foundation moves. It's not thick. It's very liquidy, but it's not so light like a watery foundation. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit on the tip of this brush, and we're going to start in the center of the face. And let me actually move you guys in a little closer. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center of my face, and I'm just going to press, press, press so that I can get some good coverage. You can see the color is a little dark, but it does work. Then I'm just gonna kind of pull it down and blend it out to the perimeter of my face. Because this is a little darker, I am going to use a lighter concealer just to kind of balance it out, give my skin that kind of highlighted look. This is such a beautiful foundation. I feel like I have foundation favorites, but this is definitely, in my opinion, a very special foundation because it really does look so natural. Okay, I should have just showed you. Let me kind of wipe that off actually, because I wanted you to see that blemish that I have. Okay, so do you see this blemish right here? I have a little friend coming through, but it's pretty pink. So I want you to see the coverage that this gives. So I'm just gonna kind of press that on top of that and just buff it into the skin. Press, 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 go over the center of the nose. It feels very hydrating. It doesn't dry super fast, which is nice because you have some time to work with it. Yeah, I think this color definitely is a little dark. I should have gone one shade lighter. What I might do is not necessarily exchange it, but maybe go get the lighter color and use them both. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of press that down. You can see that it leaves a very light glow to the skin. All right, and then we're gonna go on the forehead, and I have used that full pump, but remember I used some here and then I wiped it away. So one full pump I think is just enough to get a full face, but I'm gonna add a little bit more because I do wanna blend it. I do wanna build it and get a little more coverage. So whenever you have a blemish like that you're trying to cover, the key is really just to stipple the product on and not wipe it away. If you do this, you're kind of wiping it away and shearing it out, which is I think what I did, and that's why I didn't get the coverage I wanted. So I'm just gonna kind of stipple, stipple, stipple. Then I'm gonna come over here and take my sponge, just kind of press over that. Yeah, as my tan fades, I can tell that this is too dark. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like after it's been applied. There is no concealer underneath my eyes, but I wanted to show you quickly before we move on. So you can see that, you can still see my skin coming through. You can actually still see that little blemish there. You can see my little freckle here, but honestly, unless I go full coverage, I'm not gonna cover that. And I'm okay with this. I'm gonna apply my concealer and kind of blend a little bit down there, but you can tell that it does a really great job of just evening the skin out. It's so beautiful. If you want more coverage, this probably is not the foundation for you, but if you like a great everyday, like natural looking coverage, healthy looking skin, I think that's probably the best description I feel like for this foundation. It makes the skin look very healthy, like you've just gotten a facial. Okay, and then I'm using the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Serum Concealer, and I'm going a little heavier down there, and I'm gonna use this sponge to blend it in. This is a brand new sponge. I liked the shape of it. I like how flat it is right here for concealer. I got it from Sephora. It's the Sephora Mint Chip Beauty Sponge. This is what the packaging looks like. So I don't know if I like it though. It's a little too dense. Like it's not as soft as the Beauty Blender is. But I liked the angle and I liked the really pointy tip. Okay, so this is what the skin looks like with concealer and foundation on. The foundation's been on for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes. You can see that there is clearly a lot of glow. There is a slight bit of tackiness to it. I am gonna go ahead and set it with the powder, and I'm using the Cocoa powder. This is a very beautiful powder. I wasn't planning on purchasing the powder, but when I looked at it and I saw how it really does look like a special setting powder, let me show it to you. So it's not white. It's not a white powder. It has some color to it. And on the skin, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Let me see. On the skin, it has the most like micro fine, light reflective highlight to it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is so, do you see that little bit of like reflection? I mean, it's so subtle. You don't want it to be really glittery or shimmery, but having a slight bit of that really does illuminate the face and make it look so healthy. So I'm gonna take my BK Beauty 102 brush, and this is a big powder brush. So you can see that it picks up a lot of product. I'm gonna use my lid to kind of tap off the excess so that I don't have, look at all that extra powder that came off, lots of it. And then I'm even gonna use my hand. I mean, look at all of that. It just picks up a lot of product. So I'm gonna kind of work off my hand now, and I'm just going to, let's set one side so you can compare. We'll set the left side first. I do wanna put a little bit under my eyes, and for that, I'm gonna use the sponge just to set that concealer so it doesn't crease or move. Okay, so very, very light setting. So I haven't set the right side, just so you can see the difference between powder and no powder. Okay, let's set the right side. So before I move on to bronzer, I really want you guys to notice that you can still see the glow in my skin even though I have fully set with powder. Very, very natural, hydrated, like natural glow finish. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, so I have all my makeup on. I actually filmed this look, so it's 12:40. It took me a little bit of time because I had to film a video, but I wanted to show you guys my skin really quickly before I sign off and catch you guys in my next check-in. So this is what the foundation looks like after it's been on for about an hour. I think I first started applying it around an hour ago. And again, I just set it with that powder. You can see that it's so natural. I'm looking at the monitor. I feel like it just looks so natural and healthy. I mean, you can still see a glow through it. It has not completely flattened my skin or my complexion out. There's a slight healthy glow, very, very natural finish. Everything is even out. I think it just looks so beautiful. Let me pull you guys out a bit and then we will wrap up this part of the video. Okay, so I wanna show you guys the time. It is exactly 12:38 p.m. I'm gonna wear this all day. I will do 2 to 3 check-ins with you guys throughout the day, kind of update you on any touch-ups that I do, and just how the foundation looks throughout the day. It's pretty cool outside. We are over the Texas heat, I hope. It's a little rainy though today, so I don't expect that to affect the foundation too much. I'm not gonna really be outside much at all today, besides running from, you know, store to car or whatever. But I will check in with you guys in a bit and I will see you later. Hey friends, it is 3 hours after application. It's about 2:45 and I'm sitting in the car at carpool pickup waiting for the girls to get out of school. And it's a little earlier than I had planned on checking in, but because I'm like surrounded by windows in my car and I have all natural light, I thought it was perfect to check in and show you guys how the foundation is looking. So that's what we are doing. I hope none of the other moms can see me right now. But this is how we are looking. I haven't touched up at all. Things are still looking very pretty and very subtly glowy, not a lot of shine. I'm having a good makeup day. So far so good. 3 hours in. I will check in with you guys in a few more hours. Hey friends, it is about 5:30 and I have not touched up yet. So that is almost 6 hours that the foundation has been on. Definitely at this point in the day, I would touch up. I have my powder right here. I am going to touch up, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like before I do that. So you can definitely see some shine here on the nose, definitely here on the cheeks. I don't really think it's wearing off anywhere. And it's not settling anywhere. Do you see that? Usually at this point, foundation is moving and settling, but I don't really see much of that happening at all. So let me touch up really quickly with powder so you can see what it looks like after you do touch up. Okay, so I've just set with a little bit of the Laura Mercier pressed translucent powder. This is the powder that I'm currently touching up with. This is what I keep in my purse. So this is how things look. I still think it looks really fresh. I did double check in the mirror and looked around the nose, and there's really not a lot of gathering happening at all. It really has not moved. Aside from getting a little bit of shine and dewiness, it has stayed in place and continues to look really, really nice. And this is after about just under 6 hours. So looking pretty good. I will do one more check-in before I go to bed so you guys can see, but yeah, one touch up, 6 hours, and this is how we are looking. All right, you guys, it's 8:30, so I have had the foundation on for just under 9 hours. If I could make it another 15 minutes, we would be hitting just at the 9-hour mark. And I wanted to check in with you guys. I need to clean this lash off my face. So I have touched up once. I touched up around the 5:30 mark, I think it was, my last check-in with you guys. That was the first and only time I have touched up in 9 hours. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit closer so you can see exactly the state of the foundation. Before we do that, I do want to kind of look myself and give you guys some feedback. I think it is just now starting to look a little cakey in certain areas, but honestly, overall, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. Like I said, this is not a surprise. I've been wearing this foundation for about a week now, and I love it. I haven't quite analyzed it like I am now because I wasn't doing a foundation review. There definitely are some things that that don't look so great, like right around here. But when you take into consideration one touch-up, 9 hours, a natural, kind of natural glowy foundation, I mean, this I feel like is kind of as good as it gets when it comes to a natural glow foundation and longevity. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see. Okay, so this is what we are looking like. Still looks pretty good. I mean, obviously you can spot some imperfections. I do have this little guy here that is kind of poking through, but I mean, for 9-hour foundation, a glowy foundation and one touch-up, I know I keep repeating that, but it just amazes me. I think this foundation is, I'm gonna say it's one of the best natural skin-like glow long-wearing foundations that I have tried. I am very, very, very happy with it. Now, I recently purchased the La Mer foundation. I haven't done a full video on that foundation, so if you guys are interested in seeing a foundation wear test on the La Mer and the powder, because I did purchase the La Mer powder and the La Mer foundation, let me know in the comments below, and I'm happy to do that and compare the two. I love the La Mer as well. I love the powder as well. I do think that this powder is slightly better than the La Mer powder. As far as the foundation comparison goes, I don't know. I think I'd have to put them to the test, maybe one on one side, one on the other, to really see which outperforms. I like them both. I do feel like this is a tad bit more glowy than the La Mer foundation is. I think the coverage is about the same, but I do find this to be a little bit more of a do. So if you want something a little more like a natural matte finish, the La Mer would possibly be a better option if you're looking for a very luxury high-end foundation. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Leave me all your questions and comments in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.